The big question, the most common question asked by a social worker, psychologist, mental health professional: how are you doing? How are you today? And I've never really understood, considering how my brain and body works, the question always being asked. When I helped out at a Tibetan shop and I apprenticed with an elder shaman, we'd always say Tashi Dilik and get going. And always felt more calm and relaxed. And less trying to figure out where to send someone. A rat, for example, gets placed in a box. There's a stairway going up, and then there's a hallway going down the hall, left. I'm doing good. Oh, okay. I'm confused. Why are you confused? These are the beginning to emotions. Negative. The little rat goes out to find the positive. Positive. The rat needs to take its time with the stimulus and slow down. Time being misdirected. They say for the goal of mental health. So then the part that gets tricky has to do with why the time needs to be misdirected and confused to get someone healthy mentally. It's like going like this with your consciousness and then being 10 seconds later back aware and paying attention. Causing a disruption to see the change. Except the change is being given by the person who says, who claims outright, they know the best choices to make. Not being given an exercise to learn about communication with the brain and the body. With behavioral therapy and modification always there and ready to solve the crisis. Getting more and more complex, getting more and more discombobulated. To see the world mentally healthy. I started out this process with a tumor I didn't even know I had. I started out in college, maybe when the tumor was starting to grow, or maybe when I was flat out in need of some sort of assistance. And now, I live in this world with this system and these processes where, similar to the rat in the maze, there's nowhere outside of the boundaries. There's more stimuli, there's more rules, there's more restrictions, and less options, and nearly no choices to make cognitively, other than what's being asked and what needs to get told in order to not be homeless, to not be poor and starving with no free money. Psychotherapists ask tons of questions. Psychologists, psychiatrists get information to prescribe medicine, drugs, giving emotional support, phone numbers, and paperwork. Silence can't be chosen. Being silent causes a disruption in services, in treatment. And the big question has not as much to do with how are you doing, how's it going, as much as where do I stare next? Where do I stare now? Where do I stare later? Where do I stare? Where do I stare? Where do I stare? Where do I stare? Where do I look? Where do I look? Where do I see? Where do I see? Where do I see? Where do I look? Where do I look? Where do I look? How do I look? How do I look? How do I see? How do I see? How do I see? How do I stay silent? How do I stay silent? How do I stay silent? How do I not say a word? 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 The end.